Good afternoon, Rotarians. Thank you all for being here with us today. So glad to have you on this, what we're going to call our Christmas meeting. This will be our last meeting of the year. We won't have another one. So Merry Christmas to you all. We're going to get started with Larry and a couple of songs for him.
We're going to at least do one Christmas song. We always traditionally, this club is always the jingle bells. And in the old days, I supposed to get out your keys, because nowadays, with these things now, they don't jingle like that. So we're not going to do that. Everybody stand up, please. Just dashing through the snow. Here we go. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Go on, we're singing. I'll sing it loud. Our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you will, please stay standing while Bill Halsey comes up and gives our invocation and our introduction of guests.
Greetings. Greetings. So the invocation, I was doing a little internet stuff, and I found a Christmas prayer by Robert Louis Stevenson, and he is known for Treasure Island, Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Kidnapped in a piece I never heard of, A Child's Garden of Verses. And so let us pray a Christmas prayer by Robert Louis Stevenson. Let us pray. Loving Father, help us remember the birth of Jesus, that we may share in the song of the angels, the gladness of the shepherds, and the wisdom of the wise men. Close the door of hate and open the door of love all over the world. Let kindness come with every gift, and good desires with every greeting. Deliver us from evil by the blessing which Christ brings, and teach us to be merry with clean hearts. May the Christmas morning make us happy to be thy children, and the Christmas evening bring us to our beds with grateful thoughts, forgiving and forgiven. For Jesus' sake, amen. Okay, and we have no guests. We have no guests. Good. All right. Okay. So, back over to Sam Frank.
Fellow Rotarians, today we are very fortunate to have two amazing students from Lorena High School. Before I introduce them, I want to introduce their counselor, Victoria Boop. So help me welcome her. A little bit about these two students. Not only are they here today together, but they are also close friends, and for a long time have been competing for the #1 spot in their class, which I hear it involves a lot of switching 1 and 2 spots each semester. So it's coming down to the wire. But they say they are fine with however it ends up. The first that I would like to introduce is Cassie Robinson. She is the daughter of Shad and Brooke Robinson. At school, she is active in AP Art, National Honor Society, PALS. She participates in dual enrollment with MCC and takes a number of AP Advanced courses. She is also involved at Harris Creek Church in the kids ministry, and she's a math tutor and loves to play the piano. And to tell us a little bit about her plans after Lorena, I'm going to let Cassidy tell y'all herself.
Hi, my name is Cassidy. I am hoping to go to Baylor, which is such a coincidence that I'm here right now. I plan on majoring in nutritional sciences with a possible minor in Spanish. I have thought about doing missionary work before, and I think that minor in Spanish could be a great opportunity. After my 4-year undergrad at Baylor, I hope to go to med school where I'm not sure, wherever the Lord takes me. I would love to be a trauma surgeon or a cardiovascular surgeon. My mother is an ER nurse and now a professor at NCC, and being able to watch her teach others has just been a great opportunity, and I really want to follow in her footsteps in medicine. So thank you for inviting me.
Our second student is Marissa Zeckman. An interesting piece of trivia about her is when she was in the 4th grade, she and her parents moved here from Austria, where she was born. And I asked her, I said, there is no detection of any accent, so I don't know how that happened, but yes. She is the daughter of Robin and Bernd Zeckman. She is involved in Lorena. She is captain of Lorena's Legacy Drill Team. She plays saxophone in the Lorena Marching Band, is a member of the National Honor Society, and a member of the Principals Council. And she also volunteers at Lorena Methodist Church. So a little bit about your plans after Lorena.
I plan to attend Baylor, and I plan to to major in environmental studies and a possible minor in dance. I'm not sure I want to be a lawyer, but something in the legal field I'm interested in, so.
There are a lot of people here that can counsel. Thank you all very much.
Yeah. Yeah, is that okay? Yeah, I thought, what I don't do right on the introduction, okay, Paul, he's going to take it, okay? So, our speaker today is K. Paul Cole, Chairman. There you go.
Who's in front of Mike?
I'm not so good at this. Not nearly as good as Tony. Anyway, I did a little research on K. Paul, and you're the chairman of the board of trustees for Clinton County Community College, is that right? Which, okay, I've been here 2 years, and I've been abundantly impressed with MCC. It is a great treasure. K. Paul is the chapter manager for the Association of General Contractors, and he can tell you more about that. He's just been, I came to know him, and he didn't know I came to know him, but we were this last summer going to take the children to bridal camp, and for what reason I don't know. I thought we were going to pick up, they were going to, he was going to deliver, and he did both. He did both, and picked up and delivered the kids to bridal camp. So he's a true Rotary trooper. So thank you for that. So with that, and he's going to talk today about the foundation. And I'm going to turn it over to you. I just got my fourth, so we're making our way through this. Okay? Thank you very much.
Lots of times we don't really know as much as we should know about the foundation. I kind of got hooked on Rotary back in the late 80s when I learned about Polio Plus, and we are so much more after that. Every April and October, we all get semi-annual dues statements, and you have an optional contribution of $50 for the Rotary Foundation, total $100 a year. Anybody know what the Rotary Foundation does? I know Rosemary does. Rosemary knows, I bet Harold knows. Who else? All right, got a few people. Well, the Rotary Foundation began in 1917 with a contribution of $26.50, which is like 50 cents a week. And the purpose was for doing good in the world. Today, the Rotary Foundation has funded more than $4 billion in life-changing, sustainable projects. The mission of the Rotary Foundation is to advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace by improving health, providing quality education, and improving the environment and alleviating poverty. How does the Rotary Foundation do this? Internationally, through matching funds, our club contributions of $35,000 we tripled to help us build a water catchment and sanitation system in Cameroon. Where's Diane? Sorry. Diane's over here. Diane has been our chair for that and has worked for over 5 years in planning, carrying out, and closing the grants. We've had global scholars up here. Is Herb Bristow here? Herb is not exactly a shining star of a global scholar, but we at least acknowledge that he was. Each year, our club accepts applications for students who want to do postgraduate studies abroad in one of Rotary's areas of focus. If selected by the district, Global Grant Scholars Award $30,000 for their studies. Also, we've heard the term DAP grant popped around. That stands for District Assistance Program. And each year, a percentage of our club's total giving to the Rotary Foundation comes back to the club. We use these grants for our annual literacy projects. Now, when you hear Paul Harris Fellow or a Paul Harris contribution, that's the same as a contribution to the Rotary Foundation. So don't try to parse it out and get confused. When Rotarians' total contributions reach $1,000, they become a Paul Harris Fellow and are recognized with a certificate and a lapel pin. And today, we have 3 Paul Harris Fellows to recognize, new Paul Harris Fellows, Janet and Michael Brayton and Curtis Brown. Come over here and President Tyler may or may not stick you as he puts the pin on the lapel. No. I'm sorry. Thank you. After becoming a Paul Harris Fellow, once the members' contributions continue to accumulate to $2,000, you become a Paul Harris Plus One. And we have 2 folks that are here to receive their Paul Harris Plus One, and that is Dr. Kyle Blue and musician Evan Clarence. And so it goes until when you reach $5,000, you become a Paul Harris Plus 4, and we're going to recognize Bill Halsey for that.
There it is. Can I say something real quick? Paul Harris. My wife and I had the pleasure of seeing the Paul Harris Foundation in operation about 3 or 4 months ago. There was a call from Shannon Coleman, the district governor of this district, 5870, for volunteers to go to Killeen and serve in what they call a weekend, actually a weekend, called Take Back the Summer. And what it was, there were 150 Ukrainian children and parents that were given a week of camp at this place called Peaceable Kingdom in Killeen. And it was funded by the Paul Harris Foundation. And the cute little story about that is Rich K is the region. We've got district governors from all the district, and above that is the region. Rich K is a retired Army Lieutenant Colonel, and he is in charge of all the region. And he was at the weekend, and he said, let me tell you how this thing happened. He said, the lady who had this idea, she came to me, and she said, I want to do a week camp for these kids that have lost a lot, but they made it to America from Ukraine. And she said, well, I don't know where I'm going to get money. She said, he said, how much do you need? And she said, I need $25,000. And Rich said, okay. And then she went on, I don't know where, he said, what? You need $25,000? You got $25,000. And so they had the week, and it was done. It was funded by the Paul Harris Foundation. Thank you.
Rich has graced our podium several times. It is an absolute diamond. Besides that, it's fun. Plus 5, we have 3 people who are here that are now Paul Harris, plus 5 folks that give it $6,000. Dr. Ed Morrison, Rosemary Mays Rathus, and David Willett. I have a Paul Harris plus 6. Thank you, sir.
This is for K. Paul. He is a Paul Harris plus 6. Thank you so much.
In our club, we have a total of 118 members who are Paul Harris Fellows, and many folks are working toward becoming one. And we hope that once you hit that level, you'll continue on to the plus level. I'd like to recognize everybody in here. Everybody that's a Paul Harris Fellow, please stand.
It's on your back.
All right. If you're a Paul Harris plus 1, remain standing. Or Paul Harris plus 1, stand. All right. Paul Harris plus 2. Plus 3. Plus 4. I'll ask you. Got to work on it. Plus 5. Plus 6. Plus 7. Plus 8. And we have a major donor, and that's Chris DeFluid. So, quite the deal. We'd like to thank everyone for their generosity. There are absolutely opportunities for your contributions to be matched. So if you donate $100 or $50, there is a Jerry Johnson program, legacy program, that will match your $50 or $100. So if you want to go to the next level, you can donate $500. The Jerry Johnson legacy will match that, and you can go to your next plus capability. But that is the way to double your money and double the money to the Rotary Foundation. With that, I'll turn it back over to President Tyler. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, K. Paul. You've been a great steward of our foundation committee, and I appreciate all the hard work you put in, and thank you so much for being a Paul Harris Fellow plus 6. It's very admirable. We've talked a lot over the last year, over the last couple of years since COVID, about membership and growth and sustainability for our club. And a couple things that we haven't been able to do as much as we should have is recognize our new members. And normally we have their sponsor come up and tell us something about each member. And because of our new meeting structure, because of COVID and never getting everybody here, we haven't been able to do that. So I don't want our new members to go unrecognized. So I'd like to recognize some of our new members now and their sponsors. If you will stand up when I mention your name. Janet Michael Brayton, did they walk out? Yep. Oh, there they are. Perfect. Janet Michael Brayton, they were sponsored by Russell Livesey. Thank you all. Aaron Bronstein. He was sponsored by Russell Livesey as well. Curtis Brown, did I maybe see him leave? Okay. And then John Gimbel and Judge Kelly left. CJ Jackson. All right, CJ. Kathy Davis sponsored her. Jessica Juarez, I saw you back here. Good to see you, Jessica. All right, and then we have Cody Ross. It was sponsored by Evan Claris. Austin Smith is here somewhere. There you are, Austin. And then Allison Sorby. Allison Sorley, thank you. She was sponsored by Barbara Wright and Kevin Stevenson. Where are you, Kevin? Your name's going to be called several times. You were sponsored by Peggy Rush. And then Jonathan Grant. Jonathan, you here? All right. You're sponsored by Ken Surrey, great member of ours. And then lastly, Jeffrey Rapkin. who is brand new and was sponsored by Hayes Fuller. So I want to thank all you new members and give them a round of applause. Some of those names again. I want to talk about the folks who have done some sponsoring, who have recommended new members. Our club is what it is because of our current members and because we refer new members of like-minded folks that are good Rotarians. And so I want to thank those who go out of their way to recruit new members. Starting with Car Dupuy, if you will, please stand. I know you hear some of our car. Please stand. And then Russell Lipsay, of course. We've said he's sponsored 3 or 4 new members this year. Tom Hill, Aaron Davis, Ashley Allison, Tyler Martin, Kathy Davis. I know Kathy's here somewhere. Diane Sawyer, Dr. Sawyer is always good at referring new Rotarians. Dana Broadway walked out, and Hayes Fuller. You all, thank you all so much for referring new members. That's how our club is going to continue to grow and prosper. So thank you all. So before you get up and run off, this is kind of a short meeting, and I hope that I don't have a bell to ring. And I think that's going to be a good thing. I don't want you to just run off as soon as you hear the bell ring. I'd like for you to hang around. But I do want to re-welcome our guests from Lorena High School, Marissa and Cassie. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, Sam, for introducing them again. It's always good to have you here. Our Rotary Board meeting will be tomorrow at noon. So if you have any thoughts or ideas that you would like discussed at the board meeting, that will be our last board meeting of the year. Bring that up to either me or Catherine. And lastly, I want to ask each of our current members, as we spend the rest of our time, instead of leaving, I'd like for you guys to hang around and visit with our new members and share with them your experience in Rotary, why it's important to you, and then welcome them in and let them know how they can contribute to Rotary and to our club in particular. And then, if you will, congratulate our Paul Hess Fellows and our Paul Hess Fellows +1, 4s, 5s, and 8s. If you will, that's a special level to achieve, and it's not easy to achieve, and it takes dedication. And I would appreciate if you guys would go around and thank those folks for being Paul Harris Fellows. Okay, so if you will stand with me, we're going to not end the meeting, but we are going to do our 4-way test. And if you will hang around and let's enjoy a little bit of social time with our fellow members.
Tyler, before you start that, I'd like to tell everybody in the club, Tyler mentioned a while ago the name Aaron Davis, and the former president of our club, but I'd like to ask all of you to please include her in your prayers. She's an MD Anderson. She's had a battle with cancer, the greatest spirit in the world, but now it has spread to her back. She took as much radiation as they could give her yesterday. Now they've scheduled her for spinal surgery this Friday. So I'd like to ask everybody to include Bob and Aaron in your prayer time. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Okay, let's finish with a 4-way test. Is it the truth?
It's a very long concern. Will build goodwill and better friendships. Will be beneficial to all concerned.
Thank you for all being here. Thank you all for being here. I hope you'll stay around and socialize for a little while.
Congratulations, all. Thank you. Thank you. Everything you did. Very proud of you.